Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So this is going to be a video talking everything 2.1, which has just been dropped. So patch 2.1 planned for mid-July. Also want to pick up with you about the Battle Pass. And I also want to talk about the community movement that's going on right now. Now, I'm going to start there and then I'm going to pick up on the other stuff later. So for those people that are kind of saying, Hell Hades, where's your voice? Where's your voice? Why are you not backing the community on this stuff? Why are you not backing Darth? All that type of stuff. I do, but I do it in my way, okay? I'm not the guy, there's been all this looting and stuff and smashing stuff up in the US and in London. I'm not the guy who's at the front, kicking down statues, protesting, looting, the extremist. That's not me. It's not in my persona. It never has been, and it never will be. That is not how I work. I'm the guy who's having an adult conversation in the background to try and move things on with the right people, and I hope that I get results doing it my way as well. And I'll share with you some of that stuff because it's important to me that you can see what I do. So just yesterday, sharing some information about my free-to-play account. These missions are outdated. They encourage people to build in the wrong way. The Diamond acknowledges this point. He's taking it back into the mothership to try and improve stuff. Can you put a suggestion about Tag Team Arena? Call it something else. See people by their level. Currently it's stupid, and it blows my mind that we make stupid implementation of very simple concepts. This was on the back of the video I did about the 3v3 tag team thing. Time and again, it's very hard to put out positive content with these childlike mistakes. I then follow it up with any idea when the Bazaar's dropping, because we could see that the rewards are going to be at least 12 weeks away if you wanted to be in Gold 4, and we get the response back, should come in July. We've had that confirmed with Cyrilla's post. I'll get onto that in a minute. The Diamond, another cheater won the arena again. 3 months running now for cheaters. Does anyone care? It's ridiculous. If you meant the boosting, game designers are thinking of a way to make boosting impossible. I'll keep you updated. Another one here. This Affinity Cup has rammed it home. New players cannot deal with the arena. Too many inactive hard claims in bronze. Makes progression very hard. It goes on to other chat there as well. The Diamond, can you feedback that tournament rewards for all players are consistently a joke at the moment? Really annoying to see us going backwards in this simple thing. Be more inventive. Excite someone to see what it is this time. Not the same awful rewards. 70 gems, 18 brews, and 1 spider run worth of silver. It's a joke. So all of this is within the last month, by the way. This was yesterday. Read a message from Cyrilla. Does that mean Battlepass2 has gone out to some countries? I've got some clarification here. I'll go into that in a minute. The Diamond, what's going on? We've had exactly the same times 10 summons 6 weeks ago. There's 13 factions. This thing needs to be switched up. It's lazy as F. And I got a response there. The Diamond, check this video for some arena reworks, etc., etc. So I am being a voice for the community. I do it in my way, and that's the way I'm going to do it, guys. And if we look at what has now come from Cyrilla, some of this is probably sped up due to the community movement, and I absolutely love that. Some of this is already coming because of my feedback and the feedback from the other content creators anyway. Yeah, a new daily login program. I voiced my concern about this about 3 weeks ago. I said, are we really going to finish the 180 day and not be starting with the 181? The Diamond took it back. This, I believe, was already planned for July. I don't think this is new news. I think it was already planned. Arena 3v3 Bazaar was already planned for July. We saw that information in my last message. What's quite interesting for me in that one is where she says there is going to be the new artifacts coming as well. I believe they'd already planned this, the new accessories. I believe they planned this because in this graphic we got a while ago is this image here, which no one knew what it was, and everyone thought maybe it's a new faction. I think it's a new accessory. It may be something like the new, the platinum style reward gear has got slightly different stats or slightly different ways of working. I'm going to try and get some information on that. We then get some quality of life improvements, such as the pop-ups for if there's someone in your tavern that you're trying to to get rid of. I find this really frustrating. There's going to be a quality of life fix on that. I asked for that as soon as it came. So do not think for a second that I'm not voicing this stuff. And I think I've actively had an impact in a lot of these things which are coming. I'm going to go into the daily login program in a minute. I just want to finish off covering this stuff off. So they've also said we're taking some feedback and suggestions on how to improve the 3v3. I hope they do, because at the moment it's really pretty dull and implemented very badly. But I've already done a whole video on that, so it's not like that's new news either. I've done a whole video on it already. Now, Battlepass2. So I asked for some clarification on this, and I've done videos on this already saying I don't understand why they haven't yet released Battlepass2 when we'd seen already the champions they wanted to put into it, and the rest of the stuff in that should be pretty easy to implement. So I asked for some clarification on this. I wondered if they were looking at the metrics of, did it perform well enough financially, as in loads of people would have bought it, but did that mean that there was a dip in spend from everyone else because they were just picking up the relatively cheap rewards from Battlepass 1 instead of buying the packs? That was the only kind of logical reason that I could think of for why they hadn't yet released Battlepass 2, and I don't agree with that, by the way, but that was the only thing I could think of. Now, it turns out there's a bit more to it, and I sympathise a bit, and I don't, to be honest. So, Battle Pass Season 1 came out, and there's a whole load of issues. And I remember it well because Stu and a couple of the other content creators literally had their account banned. And they were one of thousands of people that their account got banned when they bought Battle Pass Season 1. Now, basically what they're saying here is they're testing why that happened, and they cannot find the answer for why that happened. They've retested it by launching Battle Pass Season 1 into some early game accounts. So newer players that have started playing the game, they relaunched Battle Pass Season 1 to those players as a small test bed, and they've still had issues trying to figure out why it's causing some accounts to be banned. So until they can fix that, what they don't want to do is launch a whole drop of content for the community to go berserk. Now, it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because if you don't drop it, the community's going berserk anyway. So, and quite frankly, they've had now several months to fix that, and it's not good enough. They should be working night and day to fix that, because it's so well received by the community that to not have Battle Pass season after season like every other game does, and it tends to be the best kind of bang for your buck, is, in my mind, insane. So anyway, I'm going to get into the daily login program now. Let's get into some detail. So let's get into the juicy stuff for this video then. We have got the day 210, 240, 270 login reward champions released. So this is going to come in the mid-July patch. What have we got first then? Day 210, this is going to be an epic Force Affinity Demon Spawn Champion support-based champ with an aura that increases ally HP by 30% for faction trips. A1 skill attacks 2 times at random, heals all allies by 3% of this champion's HP with each hit on targets under decreased speed. So basically a 6% heal, so she's attacking 2 times, 6% heal of this champion's HP for all your team. Bit confusing, but it makes sense, I guess. Second skill, attacks 1 enemy, 50% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed on debuff on that target for 2 turns. 50% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed on all enemies for 2 turns instead if this is a crit. So you put her with some critical damage, critical rate, sorry, she could throw out a decreased speed on 50% of the enemies. I'd imagine there'll be the opportunity to build that up to 75%. So that then enables that A1 skill to get your life still going. We've then got a skill 3, decreases the damage all allies receive. This is a passive. Decreases the damage all allies receive by 5%. This champion will receive that damage instead. So she's an HP-based champion, I'm sure of that. It doesn't say it, but I'm sure she must be. If there are multiple champions in the team with this skill, only one will activate. Pretty interesting skill, actually, and quite an interesting champ. I like it. So it's a support-based champion that is going to tank up damage for the rest of your team, heal the rest of your team as well, and throw decreased speed on your enemies. Pretty solid dungeon carry, I would say. And that's for Demon Spawn. Demon Spawn are not lacking champions, though, I must say that. So she'll do well to get in amongst the other epics that are already there. Let's look then at the day 240. Must be Ogren Tribes. Yeah, Spirit Champion for Ogren Tribes. It feels like... I don't know if they even look at some of this stuff, but it feels to me like Ogren Tribes have already got quite a high amount of Spirit. Yeah, they have. Already got a lot of Spirit. Only a couple of Force. Only one Magic. I guess we need another Spirit affinity, so I'm not complaining at that. It just seems weird they don't spread stuff out through the different affinities. So, Spirit Champion, defense-based, increases ally defense in faction crypts, and epic. So another epic. Skill 1, attacks one enemy, 50% chance to place leech debuff on the target for 2 turns before attacking. Nice. Another A1 leech champion is definitely nice for clan boss, especially a defense-based one. Skill 2, AoE attack. So attacks all enemies, 60% chance of placing decreased attack debuff and a 30% decreased critical damage debuff for 2 turns. Brilliant move. Doesn't tell me the cooldown on the ability, so I don't know we don't get stuff like how many turn cooldown it is and stuff like that yet. We're not seeing it. Obviously, we'll see that nearer the time. Skill 3, attacks all enemies, places continuous heal buff on all allies, places an additional continuous heal buff on all allies for 1 turn if at least one enemy is hit with a crit. So the first one of those is a 15%, the second one would be a 7.5. So not far off the healing that Bad L does. So 2 AoE abilities, 1 leech ability. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Defense-based champion. Obviously, we don't know his multipliers and stuff like that yet. Decreased attack on an AoE basis is strong. All in all, another good epic by the looks of it. Let's go to the last one then. Day 270. This is going to be a Void Legendary for Dark Elves. Again, a bit odd to me because Dark Elves have got a ton of legendaries already. They got a ton. If we look at somebody like Dwarves, very few. If we look at who else has got not that many, not anywhere near as many. Why wouldn't you do the legendary here? Just feels a bit weird that they would do it here. But anyway, is what it is. Void, so it's a Void champion. Actually, they don't have that many Voids, so only 1 Void. So I guess that works. Void legendary champion for Dark Elves. Defense based again. Increases ally defense in faction crypts by 37%. So all of these are faction crypt based auras. Skill 1 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has got an 80% chance of decreasing target's turn meter by 10%. I bet you can book that up to 100%. Each hit, chance to decrease turn meter by 10%. That's quite a lot. Fills this champion's turn meter by the amount the target loses. That's an interesting one. So I guess it just means 10%. If the target loses 10%, you gain 10%, surely. So yeah, it's basically swapping turn meter every time it does an A1. 20% turn meter fill if you book her out, I'd imagine. Second skill, attacks all enemies. 75% chance of placing decreased speed for 2 turns. Places a shield buff on this champion equal to 20% of their max HP for 2 turns. The decreased speed on the enemies. Shield on this champion for 20% of their max HP for 2 turns. Pretty solid. AoE ability. And then skill 3, places a provoke debuff on the target for 1 turn. So 1 target, it looks like. Also places a 50% ally protection on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Ally protection's a great ability. Provoke's a great ability. I'm not sure about single target provoke when you're talking about legendary void, but we'll see. So I guess there's turn meter swing in there, there's speed decrease, there's shielding. On paper looks okay, doesn't look like broken, looks okay. We will see, I guess, in terms of, it feels like, I guess all of these are freebie champions, they're all login reward champions. A bit like Skull right now. Good champion, but not game breaking. So guys, let me know in the comment below, what do you think of the champions they've released? And I'll catch you in a video soon.